You're listening to Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers with your hosts Greg Behrendt and Kane Holloway.
Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. I'm Greg Behrendt. How about that? How about just fucking classic opening?
Classic opening. That's great. I love it. I'm Kane Holloway. Welcome to Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers.
Yeah, the podcast that exclusively asks you to stop taking bullshit from fuckers.
Are you taking bullshit from fuckers right now? Bang, we got you. We got you right now.
We totally got you. We give advice on this show sometimes.
Sometimes we give advice. Sometimes the advice comes to us.
Turn off your phone. Turn off your phone.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea.
It's a simple podcasting rule.
My phone's off.
We're almost 100 shows in.
Guys, it's probably our audience. Listen, turn your phones off. Not to listen to this. Never mind.
There was somebody in the audience. That would be great if it was. It'd be great if we could hear people talking while we're podcasting.
You can hear their conversations as they're listening to the show.
Yeah, I don't like this segment at all.
Hey, well then fucking turn it off then.
Just turn it off. Yeah, you feel free to turn this podcast off at any time.
Yeah. That's the whole point of Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers. Do you think we're a fucker? Turn the show off. Do you love this show? Does it give you good advice? Keep the show running. You know? And
then tell people about it.
Give us four. Give us 5 stars. 4.
Yeah, or 4. 4 will do. 5 would be great.
Who cares? Give us 5 stars. Tell us what you love about the show. Say, hey, I stopped taking bullshit from fuckers. It helps us move up the charts. It would be a wonderful help to the show. It would be a boon to the show, as it were.
Yeah, it would be. And we could use it. We could use more listeners now. We're ready for more listeners.
We're ready. I know Pat is. Pat's going through the ringer for the last couple of weeks. Has it been, or months maybe, right?
The last month has not been super great.
Oh, your motorcycle has been the #1 point of contention in your life, I would say.
Not anymore.
Nope.
No, now it's been stolen, so that's it.
Gone.
Yep, gone.
First, a guy tried to steal it, and you screamed at him, and he thought a bear had become sentient and started yelling at him. So he ran away and fucked it up. Yeah. Then it got hit by a car, and the guy took off, and the wheels were all fucked up, or the steering column was all fucked up, and then some guy successfully stole it.
Oh, I also got hit riding it in that time as well.
So. Don't forget, lest we forget.
Yeah.
Pat, you, my friend, do not have the luck of the Irish. You
do not.
Good God. You're taking quite a lot of bullshit from fuckers.
And you have a kidney stone.
And you have a fucking kidney stone.
Spent the weekend in the hospital.
Are you sure it's a kidney stone and not a rock from the gravel after you got hit by the car?
It's got lodged in there.
Yeah, and the doctor's just like, it's a kidney stone. I don't know. Get out of here. Because you got America's health system. They just kind of guess what you have. Damn, dog. Well, if you want to support Pat, you can do that by going to patreon.com/DTBFF podcast, or Pat's on Venmo, just like Greg. The only way.
If you're shy or you can't find Pat, just give me the money and I'll give it to him.
And you can trust Greg.
Shit's going crazy over there right now. It's
blowing up.
Unreal.
It's blowing up.
Adding friends all the time. Getting money for my birthday. I got money for my birthday.
Money for his birthday.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. Greg is blowing up on Venmo. A lot of people sleep on Venmo. They don't really realize what Venmo is or what Venmo has to offer. And it's the place to be. You think it's TikTok? Fuck you. You think it's Instagram? I don't think so. It's just Greg's Venmo, by the way.
Yeah. A lot of shit. I just saw somebody in the background, Kane. Somebody just popped their head in.
We're professional over here. Do you want her to say hi to the audience? As like a secret guest?
I think the question is, do you?
I think I do. Hey, babe.
Hey, babe.
Hey, babe, you want to come say hi to our listening audience?
Holy shit. Look at you. What are you doing in Seattle? Can you hear her, Pat?
Kane's muted.
Kane, you muted it. Kane,
you're muted.
You're muted, Kane.
You're muted.
Hello, we're back.
You fucking idiot.
You're the idiot. I have someone on my team now.
Greg, when you did the interview with Girls Gotta Eat and then invited me on your show, did you ever think that I would be in a hotel room with Kane months later?
You know what? I kind of hoped.
He did too, because he was stalking me on the internet.
He totally started stalking you.
What? I didn't stalk. I was a light. It was a light look. It was a light breeze through a couple of years of your Instagram.
For how many years?
I don't know. I went all the way back to when you were engaged.
Oh wow.
Yeah, when she worked at the Cheesecake Factory, I was there. I was in there, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't want to derail you guys too much, but Greg, I owe you a lot. I love Kane. He's wonderful. You introduced me to him, so thank you. I don't want to derail you guys too much.
I was happy to do it.
All right, well, I'll leave you guys alone. Thanks, Greg.
All right, Ray. Talk to you soon.
Bye. That was our special guest, and we'll see you guys next week.
I can't wait till you special guest on her show.
I know.
Okay, we have a question, and I don't know. This came to me in my DMs. It says, hey, man, young parents, old kid, to put it in a nutshell. Any hot tips, books for the talk? We're both perverted and know what to do. I'm sure there's a lot of kink couples in the same boat.
To have a talk with their kids.
It's a couple that swings, or maybe they're just into kink.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to know how to give the talk to their kids. They know what to do, is what they're saying.
But okay. But do they want to have just the birds and the bees talk, or do they want to have the kink talk?
They just want to have the chat.
I mean, that seems like a real easy solution, no? That seems like a real easy, like if you just take out all the weird shit you do, like if you don't talk about feet or glass tables, I think you probably got it, you know?
You know, the thing we did unintentionally, but over time, was we just watched a lot of R-rated comedy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't start an R-rated comedy without somebody jerking off.
True. Absolutely.
Right? You just can't.
Everyone's jerking off.
Everybody's jerking.
People are trying to get laid.
I don't really, I mean, yeah. I just think have the chat. If it's a boy, I feel like if it's a boy, the dad should do the chat, and then if it's a girl, the mom should have the chat. It's simple.
Yeah, nobody chatted with me. I walked in on my parents having sex. Yeah,
nobody chatted with me. My dad, I was like 23, and my dad was like, "You know about like." I was like, "Dad, don't." Yeah. My sex education in high school was so densely complicated that I didn't understand anything. You know, they were talking about nocturnal emission and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't know that meant you're going to come all over yourself.
Yeah.
You know, until I did and went, oh, fuck. What is, you know what I mean?
Yeah. One of the best naps you'll ever have. I mean, you wake up thirsty.
Where you're just like, oh my God, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, I never really got, and I got most of my education about women from pornography and women and other women, but like learning, like literally just learning the geography of a woman was all porn.
Yes. Porn.
You know, so take a minute and look at it and have some, but still, we knew nothing.
Yeah, I mean, when you had the tapes, like we still had VHS tapes, and my dad would leave them in the VCR. You just leave them in the VCR, head off to work, like he didn't just get done watching porn in the living room, and then you try to remember
in the living room, in the communal space
where we all hang out and we all eat chowder together. He would sit and watch, and then you'd realize it's porn, and then you look over at the couch and try to remember where he might be sitting. Like, where does Dad usually sit on the couch? I won't sit there anymore. Or maybe I do sit there and I don't sit anywhere else because of the splash zone. But that didn't stop me from not watching it. Like, I would put it in and go, oh, this is pornography. And then, like a half hour later, I'm still sitting there enjoying myself. But yeah, you're right. Oh, but I did have my stepmom and her sister and her mom all tried to teach me different things about sex and sex positions when I was like 14. So my stepmom's sister picked me up from school one day, and I don't remember how the conversation got turned to sex. I didn't bring it up, but she, I think, sort of unprompted, started telling me that when you're doing a girl from behind, I was like 14, and she's like, when you're doing a girl from behind and she starts to lay down, that means she's done. Like, she wants you to finish, and it's the best feeling in the world, and you're definitely going to have an orgasm. And I was like, all right, well, I got some Kool-Aid chilling in the freezer. I've been making slushies. Like, I just figured out slushies, like homemade slushies. So I'm going to go do that. And then I'm going to really think about what you just said and maybe call an authority figure. Why are you telling me this? My stepmom's mom told me about farting during sex and how embarrassing it is.
Why would you even have to explain that to somebody?
Yeah, farting is embarrassing fully clothed wherever you are.
Yeah, totally.
She's like, you'll learn about that later when you fart during sex. And I will say, nothing has scared me more, and I've never once done it.
It's insane. It's insane you're not a murderer. The random.
I know.
The way you were brought up, it's like you lived among orangutans.
Yeah, dude, they were disgusting human beings. They were disgusting. They would just tell me sex-related shit all the time. What it's like, some girls aren't going to want to go down on you. Me personally, I really like it. What? Oh, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
It's the worst.
It is. And then my dad's leaving porn in the VCR. One time, oh my God. Okay, so I was living next door to this family, and their uncle just got out of prison, and he came over and he had like this new car. That's what he said. He was like, he came over and he's like, hey man, did your dad got a belt sander? And I was like, I think so. So I go into my garage, I give the guy the belt sander. He goes over and he goes, thanks. And he starts sanding the paint off of the car. And I don't realize this until like a lot later in my life that he was clear, because he took off the license plate also. So he had clearly stolen the car and then tried to sand away the color of the car. And I am an accomplice to that. I fucking gave him a belt sander to sand this fucking car. And then for the help, he gave me a bag of porn. Just different tapes and magazines, and it was filthy, awful shit. Just the worst kind of fucking pornography. And I was like 15, 16 years old, and it was graphic and a lot of tear-related blowjobs. You know what I mean? So then I took that, put it under my bed, and then I forgot that it was there. Like, I put it under my bed and then whatever. And then my room was filthy one day, like weeks later. And my dad comes in and he's like, you got to clean this place up. And he goes, your bed, like under your bed, I'm sure is disgusting if the outside of your bedroom looks like this. He lifts up my mattress and box spring, look down, he sees the bag of porn. He picks it up, he goes, what is this? First of all, he's relieved it's all straight porn because my dad is just a horrible homophobic. But then he like picks it up and he goes, oh, all right. And then he just takes it, went into the living room and like put on some of it. He just started watching some of it. And he was like, this is good stuff. And then he took it out and then he never gave it back. And part of me was like, I don't know if this is my punishment, but that's mine. Like I fucking earned that. That's my porn.
Just to wrap this all up, like the second porn I ever saw, a guy used a belt sander on a woman's vagina. They're doing it in the garage, and he just takes the belt sander and goes.
What?
Yeah, that's some of that. That's some of that tool porn that people like.
Oh, my chest. My chest hurts. So just don't do any of those things and you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Yeah. Good luck to you, man. We thanks for listening and thanks for writing in.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Hey, if you're a writer, performer, or creative in any way, then you might benefit from my coaching program. I've written several best-selling books and toured the world as a stand-up comedian and started a band called the Reigning Monarchs. Whatever creative path you choose but feel stuck on, don't worry, because I can get you unstuck. For more information, go to GregoryBehrendt.com/coaching and sign up. You'll also find this link in the show's description. And I can help you if you have relationship problems as well.
This is the theme song for What Does This Mean song. The theme song for What Does This Mean song. We'll read a self-help quote, and they're definitely not memes. Memes are something completely different than quotes. Quotes are supposed to help you through all the bullshit in your life. And memes are like that poster of that cat hanging from a tree. And it says, hang in there, baby, or Monday. Am I right? Mondays, am I right? So if you can think of a different title, then we'll probably change it.
Greg, have you read or heard any new memes this week that have inspired you? Like pulled you out from the darkness?
Britney Spears' topless photo kind of did it for me.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad meme. That's not a bad meme at all. Her dance video brought me back to the darkness because her dance videos are weird as shit. But those topless photos aren't bad. Britney is doing everything she can to get out of her conservatorship, and it's to prove that she's crazy.
It's weird. It's like you don't want to judge somebody for their sexuality, you know.
No.
She's allowed to show them. It's just something about the way they're shot that makes you go, this feels weird.
Yeah, it's not done in the porn kind of way, but it's also not done in the most glamorous light. So you're kind of confused as to what the shots are for, and it's almost like if you could make your cleavage look like a middle finger. I think that's what it feels like. Those tit shots are a fuck you.
Yeah, I'll do what I want.
Yeah. So the first meme we come off with is Free Britney. Leave Brittany alone.
Leave Brittany alone.
I got one from Daria that says, I know everything happens for a reason, but what the fuck? And I think that applies mainly to Patrick.
Did I read this one last week? Trying to understand the behavior of some people is like trying to smell the color 9.
I love it.
I also have no amount of anxiety makes any difference to anything that's going to happen. Alan Watts.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Don't pile on. Don't pile on to yourself.
It's going to make a difference.
It's really going to do nothing. I've had that recently. I've had like bouts of weird anxiety, and I've had to sit down and meditate and talk to myself and just be like, yo, man, what are you doing? It's not going to be that bad. However bad you think it's going to be, this anxiety is not helping anything.
I've developed almost an instant reflex to bed, where I literally can just put them out of my head. Just go.
Really?
That's how you want to go down. Yeah. I don't dwell on shit. I really don't.
That's a real talent.
It's taken a long time. It might be because of the medication, but I really am good at like not freaking out about stuff anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or not like looking at people and getting, you know, like looking on Instagram and comparing my career to other people and feeling bad about myself and all that kind of stuff. I can just sort of, and when I start to feel that way a little bit too, I just shut the app up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's funny how accessible it is, but the moment you throw it away, it's as if it doesn't exist and you're back to living your life. Being so voyeuristic about other people's lives, how we've become, is sickening, and it adds to our depression. If you're struggling with depression, social media doesn't help that. The idea of FOMO, which is such a ridiculous word, but it's a very real feeling that people have, is completely exacerbated by all this bullshit that we throw up there. And we all know inherently that no one's gonna really post about all the bad shit. Like, we're not gonna see a picture of Pat's kidney stone. You know?
Or the space where his bike used to be. Here's where I used to have a motorcycle. You post a picture of your motorcycle.
Yeah, you posted a picture of your motorcycle when it worked. And the caption was, hey man, it's gone. But you didn't, you know. So you're gonna see people's best lives, and then you're gonna think like, fuck, what am I doing with mine? But really, it's like they're just posting the best thing right now. They're struggling too. They're struggling just like you are. They go on Instagram and they go, I need to post something about how cool my life is. Because
I just had somebody tell me that my Instagram made it seem like I had it all worked out.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, that's so interesting. I post maybe once a week, if that.
Yeah.
And I don't, it doesn't feel that way to me at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, and it's not going to really feel that way to anybody, even with people with money. Like I went and saw Roadrunner, the story about Anthony Bourdain last night. And, from the outside looking in, that guy has everything. And it gets to the eventuality of like, they talk about him killing himself and how he got to that point. And he was trying to outrun, essentially the message is he was trying to outrun his pain, like he's on the show and he's being real and he's talking about all this, like my show is not really about food. It's about travel and it's about poverty and it's about like how these people live. And then, but that guy, from the outside looking into Anthony Bourdain, one of the most famous people ever, you're like, great, I wish I could have his life. And he didn't want his life.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
It's very interesting. Go see it, The Roadrunner. It's in theaters right now. It's very good.
Some relationship stuff too, right?
Yeah. He was with,
and they didn't get an interview with her. No,
they didn't get an interview with her. They decided the director decided against it. But because he talks about how he had this great life. He was a kid that had loving parents and upper middle class, and they loved him, and nothing like bad happened to him. And he was just angry and sad and depressed. And it got to a point where his girlfriend, this Italian actress, was having an affair. And I was talking about it with Raina after we got done seeing it. And it was like, we all know it's not her fault. And Anthony knows it's not her fault. She's not the reason, but she was a reason. It like gave him an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than, because if you're living your whole life going like, I'm in pain all the time, and it makes no sense to be this miserable, therefore killing yourself doesn't really make sense. You know, you're like in your own head, you're like, why would I do this? I mean, I feel horrible, but why would I do this? I got everything, but none of it really matters. Having a big career, having a best-selling book, having a career on TV, having a family, being a father, like none of it is making me happy. So I could kill myself, but it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. My girlfriend's cheating on me. All right, now I have a reason, but that's not really a reason.
Right.
So it was a very interesting, and you know, you can chalk it up to how you're living now, man. Just reach out. If you're feeling awful, reach out. Reach out to us. DTBFFpodcast@gmail.com. We love to help you guys.
Yeah, totally.
We got one that says, sometimes good things fall apart so better things can fall together.
Yeah, I don't know that always works that way. Ask Pat. What's falling together, Pat? I mean, really.
You know, Greg, you're famous.
Well, if you define it loosely.
You're famous for...
I have been famous.
You have been famous, and you've been famous for a lot of different things. And you've been famous for one specific thing. He's Just Not That Into You, a best-selling book turned into a movie. And I decided, hey, let's instead of us looking into, you know, a new version of He's Just Not That Into You, how about we find out, hey, when did you figure out you're not really into them? And I put a sticker up on Instagram, and we got some results back. Alyssa Liff said he almost crashed the car 5 times on the way to a local food spot. If you can't drive, you can't have my heart.
Wow. Wow.
She just wasn't into him after.
Oh, that poor dipshit didn't know what he was doing. That poor guy.
That poor dummy. Is it right or is it left? I don't know.
Bad driving is a turnoff.
It's a big turnoff. Get your eyes on the road, stupid. Polly Olette says, when listening to him chew made me want to commit crimes. Jen SQ21 said, first kiss, he immediately shoved his tongue deep in my mouth and just swirled it around really fast.
That's a bummer.
Oh, yeah. That guy kisses like he drives.
Just don't swirly people.
Yeah, have a rhythm. Everything has a rhythm. If you're off rhythm with anybody, I'm not into you.
Especially kissing.
Especially kissing. It's just Quell said, when he stopped having sex with me, I mean, really, I'm in my fucking prime. Dummy.
Fucking dummy?
Dummy. Straight dummy. Sammy Blair said, when I looked at my credit card and realized he spent $5,000 on a rec ball hockey league.
On a what?
On a recreation ball hockey league. That's what it says here. When I looked at my credit card and realized he had spent $5,000 on a recreation hockey league.
Yeah, I don't know that I feel for him.
He did. He took it.
He's playing hockey.
He took her, but he took her.
He joined a hockey club.
He took her credit card to do it.
Well,
no, I play rec sports, and it would be weird if someone wasn't into me playing rec. Like, if that's a turnoff to you, that I go and have activities and I play sports and I get competitive and I get dirty, and that's a turnoff to you. All right, well then I'm not into you. But if I took your credit card and went and done that shit, and I didn't tell you, and the only way you found out is by looking at your statements, Yeah, I wouldn't be into me.
Also, $5,000 to join a league seems steep.
Very steep. Yeah, you're joining the fucking New York Rangers?
Yeah.
VPA said, after the passion of the beginning has passed is when you know it only was lust.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's something more.
Okay, so we got a 4-part here from Jenny from the block. She says, everything he did grossed me out. When you like someone, it's ew, but cute. I didn't want to have sex with him. I justified it as I want to take it slow. But I just didn't like him. I now know this because when I started dating my now boyfriend, I thought, oh yes, we're definitely having sex. And all of the gross stuff she thought was cute.
Like farting?
Yeah, like if you think it's funny when the person you're into farts.
Yeah.
If you think that's funny, you're really into them. You might be in love with them.
Mm-hmm.
If they fart and you're like, you're a fucking pig. Send in more at our Instagram at DTBFF podcast. Tell us when you weren't into somebody. Greg and I are still out there doing shows all over the place. I'm up in Seattle right now. And thank you for everybody who came out to Spokane Comedy Club. And I'm sure it was a blast. I'm recording this before. But I want to thank everybody who came out. I really appreciate you guys. I'm going to be in Arlington, Washington on the 6th of August. So if you want to come out to that show, you can follow me at Kane Holloway. I got a link tree, tickets in that link tree, or you can go to kaneholloway.com for those tickets and come see me live.
Yeah, and I don't have any dates yet, but I will look out for a Largo date and another Supernova. And I'll be getting a haircut. I'll be getting a haircut at some point.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I see it?
Keep an eye out for that.
Can I see it?
Right now, I'm super psyched. It's all turning gray.
Nice.
Yeah, it means I don't have to put blonde in it anymore.
No. Are you going to go full white like James Gunn?
I don't think I have that. That's usually for people who have darker hair that turn all white.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think so. He looks better all white.
What's the weirdest thing you ever said on a date? What is the weirdest thing you said on a date or was said to you on a date? I put that up on our Instagram at DTBFF podcast. And I got some responses. Laura Art Ohio said she was on a date and the guy said, so do you like anal? Straight out of the gate. So do you like anal?
Do you like anal?
Hey, so I was thinking on the way over.
Look, I'm not really trying to get to know you.
Mm-hmm.
So what I need to know is, do you like anal? Because that's what I'm thinking about. What's on my mind? What's on my mind?
I didn't
You
ask.
want to know a little bit about me? What am I about?
Didn't
Do you
ask.
like anal? That's what I'm about. What do you want to know about me? Do you like anal? I got no stories. I got no family. I got no friends. There's nothing I do that's interesting. I'm not interested in what you do. I don't want to hear about your aunt. Do you like it in the ass? Do you like asshole sex?
Could we order first before?
I'm going to ask you about your chocolate starfish. Is it available? Can I play with your balloon tie? I got nothing else I'm asking.
I don't think it's going to work out.
Enema?
I mean, I would really like to. I would like to this first date to go as like in a normal pace, if that's at all, if that's possible. Like,
Me too.
Let's start over. Can we start over? Let's start over.
Ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Do you like anal? Do you like it in the? Do you like to do it in the poop chute? Do you, or is that a no go for you? Because for me, it's something I'm interested in. So I'm bringing it up.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you like anal?
No, I don't.
What?
I don't like it at all. No, I think it's for animals.
Why did you
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it.
Why did you ask me so many times?
I also don't wear a mask.
What?
I'm unvaccinated.
What? Psychopath. Jesus. Smokey Creepin said, come up to my place, but I have to kick my ex-husband out first. Nice. And as the ex-husband is leaving, he's like, do you like anal? Because get ready.
No, he says to the ex-husband, does she like anal?
Smokey. What is the weirdest thing said on a date? Send it to us. What is the weirdest shit you've ever heard on a date? We always get some weird ones. I love them. They're my favorite. Do you like anal is probably my favorite. Yeah, so send it to us at dtbffpodcast@gmail.com or DTBFF podcast on Instagram. And now it's time for Reddit Remix. Says my boyfriend's dad sends him nude pictures of women he's dating like all the time. This upsets me and I don't know what to do. All right. Basically, the title. His dad is really sleazy and has said some funny things when it comes to women. I was looking for pictures of us on his phone and basically saw a bunch of pictures of random chicks, both nude and not nude, linked through messages in his pictures. Well, I got curious and I opened a few, and basically his dad just sends him a bunch of nudes of girls he's having sex with. I mentioned it to my boyfriend and told him it annoyed me, and we never really moved forward with that conversation. Recently, I asked him if his dad was still sending him a bunch of nudes. He said no. I asked to see if he was being honest and came to find out he's deleted the entire conversation between him and his dad. So I'm feeling a bit of a trust issue now, and I definitely don't like his dad anymore. Not just because he's been a complete creep, but because of some of the things I've seen him saying too. It's just gross. I didn't blow up at my boyfriend at all. He just said that's really not cool and how I'm supposed to trust you on these things now. Every morning when we wake up, he checks his phone with his back turned to me or just generally where I can't see anything he's looking at. His dad stays up all night and texts him 4 to 5 times a night. Sometimes when I ask him about it, he becomes defensive and gets mad at me. How do we move forward now? I'm upset because I don't think it's all right or appropriate. I get it. I get that it's his dad, but I don't know. I'm not okay with it. And now that I saw my boyfriend was lying to me about it, I'm even more upset. And now there's a trust gap. I asked how he'd feel if I had someone sending me other people's dick pics all the time, and he says he wouldn't care. But I feel like that's easy for him to say because all my conversations with other people are totally PG. I just think it's weird and gross the frequency his dad is sending him nudes, and I wish he'd stop, but now I feel like my boyfriend is just going to keep it a secret and delete everything so I'd never know anyway. Is it appropriate for me to ask my boyfriend to ask his dad to stop?
Oh, boy. Let me tell you something. This is what happens when you're friends with your parents.
Yeah. I agree.
I love my dad. I love my dad probably more than anybody. I love my father. He's the greatest guy it's ever been. That said, if he sent me a picture of a naked woman that he was fucking, I'd ask him to write me out of the will.
Yeah.
I don't want your dirty money.
Exactly.
You old perv.
Yuck.
I know my dad's a sexual person. He's allowed to have a sexual life. And I'm allowed to not know one inside move.
Absolutely. Yeah, make it stop. I remember my dad and his second wife split, and he went on a fuck tear. And he had two versions of his fuck tear. Once when I was a little boy, there was new women in and out of the house all the time. And this second round where I was in my 20s, And this dude thought we were buddies. And he would call me up and he'd be like, "Hey, what are you doing, man?" And I'm like, "Nothing, just, going and having a good old-fashioned time with my girlfriend. We're probably going to go to the movies." Speaking of girlfriends, I was eating this girl out. Whoa, dog.
Oh.
Marty. Oh, he's like, "Oh, shit. I mean, she was a whore." Like, Jesus, dude.
Oh, my God, dude.
Jesus, dude. Dad, stop. He's like, "What? It's gross?" Yeah, it's fucking gross. It was, and he did it with like 4 or 5 women before I eventually was like, "I can't hear anymore." And then I stopped talking to him altogether. So
your dad is the king of inappropriate.
Oh, he couldn't be more inappropriate. He had this like switch in his mind where he was like, "Oh, my son gets it. Like, my son's gonna get it." It's like, how women are, just sloppy. Like, good God.
Oh God.
Jesus, guy.
What a fucking beast.
I am not your coworker. I am your son. And you and I have a very tenuous relationship as father and son. And we're not gonna
those like I just turned 58. I haven't had those kinds of conversations in years with people.
I know.
I never tell people. I mean, I never have those conversations with people.
Right.
Single friends, nothing. I'm not interested.
Right.
I mean, I'm not anti-sex in any way.
Right. And
but I just can't, there's a point when you become a man where it's like, oh wow, this is not my value. Like when you're a kid, it's your value. It's like, oh man, if I can tell people what I've done, all the sex that I've had, people are going to really be impressed by me.
Right.
Exactly. But then when you get older, you realize like that is just gross. It's a gross thing to do. It doesn't really matter. Sex is just a human. It's just a function, and it's just something that's really between you and the person you're having sex with.
Right. It's like,
or the like 4 or 5 people you're having sex with at the same time.
At the exact same time, because that's unclean.
Like in a basement.
Like it's a wrestling match at the Foxcatcher Ranch.
Exactly.
Dude. Yeah, I absolutely agree. It's like when it's the same kind of ego boost when people talk about how much money they make. It's like you're as a human being, you clearly don't see the value in yourself. You don't see what you bring to the table other than what you can gain. If it's not money, then it's sex with multiple partners. And this dude might be running out of friends, and so all he has to do is lean on his son. And his son, I'm sure has this godlike fixture. His dad is on a pedestal in some facet. So it's like, what is he gonna? In his mind, he's like, "Am I gonna tell my dad to stop sending me pictures of these women? No, I'm not gonna do that. I would rather have an argument with my girlfriend. It's so much easier than telling my dad I'm a little bitch and that I can't take it." I guarantee that's part of it. There's a part of that relationship where his dad has said to him, "Oh, don't be a pussy. It's just sex. Don't be a fucking pussy." And he doesn't want to deal with that, especially from a guy he thinks so highly of. And so,
what do you think these women think about it? Who are you sending that to? My son?
Yeah. Oh, no. Now that's the dumbest thing said on a first date. Who are you sending that tit shot to? Charles? Oh, just my boy, my eldest.
He loves it.
Loves it.
We rate him. We rate him.
Mm-hmm. we rate him on a scale of 1 to ew. Oh, no. It's sort of a losing battle for her. You could jump in all you want. You could jump in and get the phone from your boyfriend and be like, "This is his girlfriend, and I want to let you know that this is disgusting and you are disgusting and blah 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 blah." And what that's gonna do is spurn the dad into being like, "Oh, I guess my son doesn't wear the pants in the relationship. He's being a little bitch. So I'm going to tell him how he's being a little bitch." And then maybe he takes the nudes away, but then your boyfriend's going to be super pissed about it. I see it all. I can see it all. Especially if he's deleting the conversation so you don't go through his phone. Now you feel like you have to go through his phone. And it's like,
yeah, and that's not like what that part of it I don't like. I don't like the watching him when he gets up and all that kind of stuff. Let him have his own private life.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, to be really fair, his relationship with his dad is his business.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying I like it.
No.
I very much don't.
Yeah.
But it's not my business. And it shouldn't be hers either. That's the way they relate. That's the way they relate.
Yeah. It's kind of like getting mad at him for watching porn in a way. Like it's sort of removed from that because he's not cheating. He's just conversating with his dad about these women, sort of like they're friends. She just doesn't like seeing so many naked women on his phone. And the fact that it's the dad makes it weird. And she wants there to be some normalcy. But this is the relationship. And it's his relationship to deal with. It's not, it has nothing to do with you. And if you really don't like it, some couples counseling. And if that doesn't work,
get out.
Get out. Always be blocking. Sever the ties.
Yeah,
and go,
totally.
And go be with a guy who's like, this is my dad. And you know what? He's all right. I don't really think that highly of him.
You can email the show
at
dtbffpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram, DTBFF podcast. Kane posts there a lot. You can follow me at It's Gregors. Follow me.
Follow him.
Get into my DMs. Send me some questions. Send me some, and also I'm available for coaching. I've been coaching a ton lately, especially comics. Yeah, it's good. So if you're a creative, if you're a comic, if you want some help with your career, I can help you out with your relationship. Those usually just take one call. I tell you to get out of it.
True. It's a lot like this podcast.
It's a lot like the podcast.
Before we get out of here, we have one more plug. So on the 6th, this Friday, our good friend Steve Agee has a movie coming out. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called The Suicide Squad. Go see The Suicide Squad this weekend.
Go see The Suicide Squad. I got to go day of.
I'm going the day before the day of my show, or maybe a midnight showing, and then we are going to talk about it. I want Steve to be. If Steve comes on the show to talk about it, that'd be great. If not, we're still talking about The Suicide Squad. I know it's going to be good. I already feel it in my bones.
Did you see Black Widow?
I did see Black Widow.
In the theater?
I did see it in the theater.
Did you like it?
I liked it because we were in that 4DX one where they shoot water at you and smells, and then the chairs move. It was a really cool experience. I'm sure without that I wouldn't have cared. But in the chairs, like you're like when Black Widow gets in a car and it starts rumbling, the chair starts rumbling, and then when she gets hit with water, they fucking hit you with water.
But would you watch the movie again?
No.
No.
It's
the first Marvel movie that I've seen. Maybe one. No, I've seen all the Thors twice. It's the first Marvel movie I've seen that I didn't think I needed to watch again. I saw Captain Marvel again in the theater.
Right.
Twice.
Yeah,
not that great of a movie, but
no.
But I just didn't feel this one at all. And I loved as everybody has, Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah, she's something else.
Florence Pugh's the best.
Yeah. And I don't want to have to watch Midsummer again to see her.
No, I want her to have, she's obviously going to have a bigger role in some other things, but I want Florence Pugh to be in everything.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's incredible.
Yeah. And Scarlett Johansson was fun, but I didn't care.
I also like Ray Winston's attempt at a Russian accent.
Horrible. Horrible. They should have just told him to stop first day and go, don't even bother with it.
I could do Scottish. Can you do Russian? That's about the same. Yeah, so go to, if you want bonus episodes, patreon.com/DTBFF podcast. If you want to hit up Greg's Venmo, and I know that you do, Greg-Behrendt on Venmo. Send him a few bucks. Send him $10. Send him 20, 30.
Send me some money for Pat.
Send him some money for Pat. Let's go in there and get that kidney stone out ourselves.
Oh God. Oh God.
Let's go in through the belly button.
All we need is a spoon.
I want that thing from the Matrix that got that fucking tracking device out of Neo. That's how I'm going to get your kidney stone out. It's going to be a straw. We're going to help you out. And the only way to do that is if you go to Greg-Behrendt on Venmo, you send him a few bucks, and then we throw that at Pat.
Yeah, help us get money to buy a melon baller. We'll get it out for melon baller.
I want to buy one steel toe boot, and I'm going to kick him in the stomach. Like, shoot out through his ass. Do you like anal? Pat, do you like anal? And as always, don't take bullshit from fuckers.
Fuck 'em.
Hey there, if you like the show, you can find bonus episodes and more at our Patreon at patreon.com/DTBFF podcast. And then rate the show 5 stars on iTunes because it's the right thing to do. All music by the Rating Monarchs, produced by Patrick Kelly.